So this is a 360 camera. These things are great. They're small, fun, easy to use, and allow you to capture shots that are much more creative compared to a traditional camera. But if you don't know how to use one correctly, your footage will end up looking like this. Yeah, not great. So in this video, I'm going to tell you 10 things you need to know before shooting 360 video. It's coming up. Hey everyone, Steve here from Learn Online Video, and today we're talking all about 360 video and how you can get the most out of your camera. I see a lot of beginner mistakes when it comes to shooting 360 video, so to help you avoid all of those, here are 10 things you need to know. Number 1, the stitch line. Now, a very quick explanation on how 360 video works for those of you that don't know. We have one camera with two lenses, one facing this way and one facing that way. The camera then stitches these two images together to create full 360 video. But make sure to avoid the stitch line when shooting. That's anywhere between the two lenses. Frame your shot so that one of your lenses is facing your focal point. For example, let's say you're capturing some footage of yourself, like what I am now. Then make sure the lens is facing you, like this. If you do, then your shot will look completely normal. But if you have the stitch line facing you, like this, then things are going to start looking a little funky. So very, very important to keep your footage looking normal. Don't put your subject or focal point on the stitch line. Number 2, the invisible selfie stick. Now, there are advantages to having a stitch line, the main one being the invisible selfie stick. This is an absolute must-have accessory because you can attach your selfie stick directly on the stitch line and it will be magically erased from your shot. And this opens up a whole new world of creativity, especially if you're a solo shooter. You can now hold your camera out in front of you and it looks like a drone or camera operator is following you. These shots are perfect if you're making a travel video, exploring a location, or if you just want to give your footage a more creative and stylized look. I'm using the Insta360 X3 for all these shots, by the way. I'll put a link to this in the description below. And I'm also using the 120 centimeter selfie stick. This one's great because it folds down really small, so nice and easy to travel with, but they also have a 3-meter version which comes in incredibly useful for my next tip, which is fake drone shots. Now, drone shots look great, but they can be a nightmare to shoot, whether that's because of flight-restricted airspace, permission to fly, noise, insurance, skill, or maybe there's a large crowd and you're worried about crashing into them. So to avoid all of that faff, we can fake our drone shots by using a 360 camera. Simply attach your 360 camera to a large extension pole like this one here, and you can now capture super smooth shots from an elevated position. Sure, you might look a bit strange walking around with a camera on the end of a stick, but it gets the job done, and it's a great alternative if you can't or don't know how to fly a drone. Number 4, reframe in post. This is by far one of the best things about shooting in 360. You can reframe your shot in the edit. With the more traditional camera, your shot is your shot. Sure, you can crop in a little bit, but you can't change the direction that your camera is facing. But with 360 video, you can. Take this shot here, for example. I could have it facing forward like this. I could turn the camera to face it the other way like this, or I could cut from one lens to the other to give the illusion I was shooting with multiple cameras. You can also choose your aspect ratio in the edit. You could choose vertical, square, or landscape at the click of a button. This is a huge bonus and comes in incredibly useful, especially for those of you posting content to social media. Being able to reframe your footage in the edit is one of the main reasons for shooting 360 video. Set and forget, shoot now, frame later. Okay, number 5, features and effects. Now, this camera comes with an app and it's packed full of features to help you get the best results possible. For example, we've got clone loop, street lapse, sky swap, the list goes on. The app makes editing your 360 footage incredibly easy and basically does all the editing for you, so take advantage of it. Okay, number 6, stabilization. 360 cameras have incredible stabilization. Insta360 have what they call flow state stabilization and horizon lock, which is basically image stabilization on steroids. Let me show you what I mean. I'm able to rotate this camera a full 360 degrees, and the horizon will remain completely level. And this means you're able to capture super smooth footage without the use of a gimbal. Number 7, did I mention these things are waterproof? Well, I'm sure not all of them are. Definitely check that yours is before you go chucking it in the water, but this one definitely is, and you don't need any additional housing like you do with other cameras. This thing is fully waterproof up to 33 feet, which again opens up a whole new world of possibilities when it comes to capturing creative and unique looking shots. For example, last week I took this camera to a wave pool and captured shots inside a barreling wave by attaching the camera to my board. I also used this mouth mount to help capture a more POV style shot, and because this camera is waterproof, I was able to capture some really unique perspectives. So if your 360 camera is waterproof, make the most of it by capturing shots that you wouldn't be able to with a more traditional camera. Accessories. Now, the key to capturing the most unique looking shots is accessories. Accessories are what's going to help you attach your camera to just about anything you like. We've talked about the invisible selfie stick, there's the bullet time handle, we've got chest mounts, head mounts, mouth mounts, bike mounts, car mounts. There is a mount for just about everything. So think about the shot that you're trying to capture, and then think about the accessory that will help you best capture that shot. I will link some of my favorites in the description below. Number 9, it's an action camera. Just because you have a 360 camera, it doesn't mean you have to shoot in 360. These things also double as action cameras. So if you're looking for a more action camera style shot, then just use it as an action camera. This one here, for example, has 4K single lens mode, meaning it will just use one lens as an action camera. Other cameras have an additional lens that you can attach instead of your 360 lens, but the main takeaway here is not to think that you always need to be shooting in 360. Try mixing things up. Number 10, edit on the move. Mobile editing is one of the quickest and easiest ways to edit your 360 footage. With the app, you basically have a 360 editing suite in your pocket, and this comes in really useful, especially if you're traveling or don't have a computer. The app is where you can easily reframe or add effects to your footage, you can add music, graphics, you can export and upload all using your phone. If you're new to 360 video and quickly and easily want professional and creative looking results, then the app is the way to go. As always, everything mentioned in this video will be linked in the description below. And if you'd like to learn more about shooting in 360, then I have a ton more content on this channel. You can start by watching this video here. But that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.